What up, what up, what up? It's your homeboy B Watt, and you are now tuned in to another episode of Cancel B Watt. And in this episode, I will be sharing my thoughts on Jason Lee and his recent podcast, in which he spoke about the situation with Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy, Jaguar Wright, Piers Morgan. All right, really crazy stuff. For those of you who may not know, Jason Lee is basically a music business, entertainment business socialite, all right? I think a reality TV star also, all right? He's well connected in the business. He has a lot of friends and associates, worked in the business, so he's generally viewed as a trusted source when it comes to the happenings and the going-ons of the music business. So that's why when he spoke about Jay-Z and Beyonce in the way that he did the other day, it raised a lot of people's eyebrows and caught a lot of people's attention. So we're going to dive into that in just a moment. But before we do that, let's recap for a moment. All right. Jaguar Wright was on the Piers Morgan show, and she spoke heavily and pointedly and directly about Jay-Z and Beyonce. We ain't never seen that much heat, that much pressure on Jay-Z and Beyonce. As a result of that, Jay-Z and Beyonce had their legal team, their lawyer, reach out to Piers Morgan and basically bully him to have Jaguar Wright removed from the interview. All right. It was not a cease and desist like a lot of people are speculating that it was. As the lawyer said, he called them and gave them an ultimatum. Take this ish down or we're going to court. All right. I would have probably called his bluff, but it is what it is. All right. So he took it down. I guess Piers Morgan is not as uncensored as we thought it was. But anyways, now Jason Lee was speaking on it. All right. And he said he been getting a lot of calls, a lot of heat, a lot of pressure from Jay-Z and Beyonce, I guess to push a certain narrative or to watch his tongue. I don't know what it is. All right. But we're going to dive into it in just a moment because this is very, very interesting stuff.
But what I'm not sick about is that it is creating a conversation that is really making the entertainment business a little uncomfortable. Now, the only way I can describe what's happening in the entertainment business, at least for me right now, is that say you fall in love with entertainment like I did as a kid, and then come to find out that the entertainment business is Jeffrey Dahmer. That's really what it,
Jeffrey Dahmer.
you know, they lure you in with an illusion. They get you drunk on love and lust of what it is, and then they fuck you and then kill you. That's really what it feels like. Over the last couple of weeks, I haven't really been that active on social media, and a lot of people have been calling me, asking me if I'm okay. Well, no, it's because I've been trying to really process what I think about the entertainment business because it's less entertainment and more drama these days. And it's not just because we're writing about it, because there's so much more negative coming out of the business than there is positive. And then if you have an opinion about things, people start to attack you. And there's a lot going on in the entertainment industry that a lot of people that they don't get to see because you're not beyond the red rope. You're not beyond the red carpet as we are. Yeah. This couple has been in the news recently, and I don't know why the names keep getting louder and louder and louder. But they are. Jay-Z and Beyonce. First, let me start by saying Rob has known me for almost 20 years. How much do I love?
Look, you know you about to get on somebody's ass when you gotta talk them up and tell them how great they is first, all right? Jay-Z is the greatest thing. Beyonce is the greatest thing. You about
this artist right here.
Love Beyonce.
Down. Like what? Everything about her. I've been to every concert. I bought every album. I've been to every concert multiple times. Every special she's done, I've watched it. Every interview, every performance. Love. I was there at Beychella. I love Beyonce. And I want to say that because just like I love Kamala Harris, there are times where we're not going to agree or like something that somebody does, and that is okay. Nobody is above being talked about in our commentary. Jay-Z is an icon. He is probably arguably the best living rapper, rap mogul right now in the world. Smart businessman. Love him to death. Have met him a few times. Love Jay-Z. Not the biggest fan like I am of her, because I'm gay. But I love what he represents, coming from nothing and making it. coming from middle-class family, putting both her parents on. Dad cheated on her mom and then, kicked him out the way and whatever. But I love her relationship with her mom. I love them, their family unit. I love the package that they have created for the world to invest in. And we are all invested in this relationship. Now, like Will and Jada, they both have started coming out a little bit more to the community, allowing us to peek into their secret lives. Beyonce is posting captions. She's washing her hair online. I think she may have even done meet and greets. She's let people touch her. She's actually showing that she's human. And when you do that, people want more and more and more. And now the people want more and they want to know more. And now, after Piers Morgan, why y'all did that, I don't know. What I do know is on my podcast, I told y'all niggas, I said, get a new publicist, because the way the world works now with social media, you cannot do things the way you used to do, because the internet don't work the way that it used to. Let me break down just a couple things I would have told you. Well, number one, YouTubers are extremely important to the conversation because they are going to talk all day long, and they do their investigations and they look through TikToks and comments and likes and this and that. And those people, YouTubers, shout out to the whole YouTube community, even those of you I don't like. You all do the research. Some of you get it wrong, some of you get it right, some of you are somewhere in between, but nonetheless, there's all day long, they are YouTubing this stuff. By the way, I'm going to sue some of you who keep saying things about me that aren't true, like I'm saying.
Listen, don't sue me. But I agree with him about that. You know what I'm saying? See, Jay-Z and Beyonce made a critical misstep, all right? They thought this was the old days where they could just send out a cease and desist and bully somebody off a narrative. But by doing that, you actually drew attention to it, and you drew attention to yourselves. And see, people like me, like he's saying, the YouTubers have been online nonstop for the last couple of weeks, researching everything that's going on with you and making videos about it. All right. And there's nothing you can do about that, because I don't think they can discipline every one of us for having an opinion. Right. So that means that by sending the cease and desist letter to Piers Morgan, all they did was just expose themselves, really. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad chess move.
And this or that about Beyonce, because there's a lot of titles that you all are using for clickbait that are not actual things that I've said or done, and I will sue you too. So I'm just waiting to catch y'all slipping. We're actually going through it all now. But you're still important, by the way. Well, now that the diddler has opened up the highways for people questioning what's going on, Diddy has now caused problems for Jay-Z. I told you guys I've seen Jay-Z at the Diddy parties several times, but Diddy parties and Diddy After Dark are two different things. I want to go on record of saying I never saw Jay-Z at a Diddy After Dark party. Then again, I wasn't there, so I don't know who was there. But I know that I saw Jay-Z at the Diddy parties, all of them. I also saw Diddy,
all of them.
If I think about at the Rock Nation brunch that I went to, I remember Diddy and Jay inseparable at the party. They just probably best friends. They probably both grew up in New York. They're New Yorkers. I don't know their relationship. I don't know what business they got going on, but they are really close with one another. They are friends. Jay-Z's also been very quiet as the diddler has been going through his drama, because nobody wants the diddler drama because they don't want to end up in the cell next to him. Because Diddy's case right now is starting to turn into the Epstein case, right? Where there's all these allegations of all these powerful people. And, unless Diddy hangs himself in jail,
allegedly,
like he did. That's still questionable. They think the people had him killed. Epstein. We're gonna find out who was on those tapes and who was at the Diddy After Darks with the baby oil and the slimy dildos. Well, as the Diddy drama continues, other celebrities are getting name dropped and dragged into the mix, like Jay and Beyonce. Now, on top of being spotted at the Diddy all-white parties, I told you I've seen them at the parties. Now, Beyonce and Jay are usually in the house when all of us degenerates are in the backyard.
Silence is killing.
Okay. Jay-Z's also been linked or connected in doing business with him. Now, Jay-Z has also been tied to Diddy through rumors and longtime allegations and conspiracies. We've all seen them online, like the one that claims Jay-Z allegedly cheated on Beyonce with Cathy Coriana White.
Who is Cathy?
I'm not going to read this because I knew Coriana. I've met Coriana many times, and I've been around her because I met her through Claudia Jordan. Claudia recently has spoken out about it. Well, there was this whole allegation that Jay-Z had this relationship with Coriana, and Coriana was literally young, vibrant. She appeared to be healthy, and then one day she just died. And it became a big thing when she died, because when you know somebody who's young and vibrant and all of a sudden out of nowhere just dies, people start to speculate. Well, she died at the age of 28 in 2011 of an aneurysm. Well, for years, Jaguar Wright has claimed that Cathy was Jay-Z's pregnant mistress who mysteriously died 24 hours after allegedly claiming to tell the world of their secret child. Now, I can tell you firsthand, I don't know anything about that. And Jaguar Wright may or may not know stuff. It seems like Jaguar Wright knows everything. But it also goes back to, like, if people knew of things, why they don't call the police or have people arrested. I don't know. Well, she did this interview with the Real Life Street Stars podcast, and Jaguar also alleged that Diddy knows something about Cathy's death and that he should start snitching. This is what she said.
This woman, Cathy, her name just keeps coming up and coming up. She's like a ghost, which has been haunting Jay-Z and haunting Beyonce. I personally hope that they have nothing to do with this woman's untimely death, because if they do, the music industry and the entertainment business is going to come crashing down on everyone's heads.
Corey, I'm talking about Cathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's
Jay-Z's
pregnant mistress.
yeah.
Who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. Fuck you go when you get fucked over by the industry. Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in.
Last question. I asked you to do this earlier, but I just want you to do it even more, go detailed. What do you predict will happen next in the future? You know, it's like you see it before it happens.
Cathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Now, the thing I have to say as a disclaimer is that I don't know anything about what Jaguar Wright is talking about, but I'm also not going to discredit her from not knowing anything. I wasn't there when Coriana died. I haven't looked at the medical examiner report. I haven't looked at any of that. What I do know is that this conversation is getting louder and louder and louder. It doesn't always mean anything, but it is starting to percolate. Well, having had enough of the rumors, my friend Clydia Jordan spoke up about her late friend, Coriana, and she clapped all the way back while she was on Instagram Live. She defended her friend, but first explained how she met Diddy. Look.
And some lying ass hoes on the Instagram, on the media, social media.
Damn.
That have said stuff about me. They try to tie me to things and me as well. But I don't know how many times I'll tell you. I met Diddy one time. I was at the BET Awards in 2008, I think it was, when MySpace was still around. I was at rehearsal. He was at rehearsal, and he comes up to me and says, what parties are you going to tonight? I was like, I don't know. Wouldn't you know what the parties are? And he was like, yeah. So he got my phone number, and he said he would let me know what the popping places were. I was like, cool. That's it. I went back to my house, got changed, came back for the award show, and I presented at the BET Awards when I was on the show Ballers. All right. It was a sports show on BET.
Yeah.
So when I was on stage, he texted me and says, you look so pretty. He's like, come backstage. We're all having drinks. It's a bunch of us. I was like, all right, I'm bringing my best friend, Alta, who introduced me to me. We go backstage. We had some drinks. I had one of them cheap-ass disposable cameras. Okay, I said, ooh, can we get some pictures? We took a picture. Anyone that knows me knows how playful I am. I put my hand on his face like this, and he was behind me like, you know, and I put it on my MySpace, right? I put all the people I met, Patti LaBelle, LL Cool J, the picture with Diddy, Kim Kardashian, all the people. If anyone can get into my old MySpace, you can see all the pictures. He never called me that night to tell me what party he was going to. I didn't hear from him. The next day, I get a gang of text messages and phone calls from the New York number, from his number, saying, baby girl, why are our personal pictures on Media Takeout? I said, what's media takeout? I didn't know what media takeout was at the time. He was like, call Fred. Gave me his bat line and get this off. I go, get what off? I went and looked. It was like, Diddy leaves Cathy for Deal or No Deal model. I was horrified. A, I don't do the other girl shit. I'm very adamant against that. B, I don't want to be attached to Diddy like that. I was cool with Kim Porter. It was not a good look to me, and he just had the twins. So, anyways, I started calling, trying to get the shit taken down. This motherfucker texted me 56 times in one day. And his moods went from, baby girl, why are our pictures too? If I thought you did this on purpose, I would have had you hurt. And it got crazy. So I called him back one time with my publicist friend on the line, and she heard him say that he would make me disappear. So then I had to buck up back with him and said, look, motherfucker, don't talk to me like that. I'm not scared of you. This is before I heard about some of the other shit he's doing, right? Hanging people upside down out of buildings. So I was popping off like, man, fuck you. You ain't about to talk to me like that. And then he goes, what are you wearing? And his tone changed. And I go, what? I never talked to him again. He never called me after that. And I have the phone still. I just have to, like, I couldn't charge it. The charge port went dead. So I still kept it, right? I have it. So fast forward years later, I'm at Howard's homecoming. An SUV drives by me. And someone says, someone wants to talk to you. And roll down the window, it's Diddy. And he goes, oh, you can't speak? And I was like, I didn't think we were friends after the last time I fucking interacted with you. And that is it, you guys. I saw him in Vegas at a party where Jay-Z was there, Diddy was there, my friend Cathy White that y'all keep trying to tie me into her death. It is not true. She was not having an affair with Jay-Z. She never told me she was messing with him. Matter of fact, when she died, she had a boyfriend. His name was Malcolm, and she died with him. I need y'all to stop this rumor that she was pregnant by Jay-Z. She never told me that. I never seen her pregnant. I seen her drinking. We went to Magic Mountain, Six Flags together, and was on the rides. These are not things that people that are pregnant by superstars do. No. They try to protect that fetus. Okay? So I need y'all to stop, and people keep saying this shit, and it pisses me off. I'm sure it doesn't make her family feel good to constantly see this being brought up, that she was this mistress. She never told me. I met her in Memorial Day weekend in 2008, okay? I went to Vegas with my friend Nikki Chu, so go ask her, okay? I've been not saying her name. She introduced me to her. We stayed in the same hotel room because back then we was broke, okay? You and my girls live in Vegas. We did a girls trip, and she was like, my girl Corey, she's cool. When we went out, we saw Jay-Z's assistant, who knew me from before. I auditioned for his videos, and we were cool. She invited us to dinner at Tao. Diddy, Jay-Z, Larry Johnson was at the dinner table. And this is an exclusive, y'all. I'm finally telling y'all. We was all around. Cathy was there. Nobody was hitting on us. We were actually like sitting there like, we don't belong at this table. And then we all walked to Tao, the back entrance, and it was at a club.
Now that's an interesting story. But if I hear her correct, and of course I'm reading too far into it, she's definitely placing Jay-Z and this woman, Cathy, in the same social circle. All right. They definitely knew each other and seemed to be around each other at least a few times. All right. She linked up with Puff a few times. It was here, there. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for Jay-Z to have developed some type of relationship with this woman. Now, she's her friend, and she's saying she had no knowledge of this woman, Cathy, having a relationship with Jay-Z. But then again, people grown and they can do what they want to. You know what I'm saying? You may not have been privy to that. As this information has been coming in, I've been trying very, very diligently not to jump to conclusions. I find myself looking at things and evaluating things from multiple perspectives, right? So I'll look at someone like Jaguar Wright and I'll say, well, she's a truth teller. She's fighting for the victims, right? Justice for the victims, or to bring wrongdoers to justice. But then on purpose, I'll flip it around and I'll say, well, what if she's an agent, a double agent, and she's online to disparage and destroy the reputations and legacies of accomplished Black people, and ultimately she's destroying Black excellence. I just kind of look at it from multiple perspectives, because there's so much going on with this. I don't really know what to think sometimes, so I just evaluate things from multiple perspectives.
About the phone part.
Oh, because you have kept every phone you have ever had.
Every single phone.
It's a bag full of them.
Blackberries.
Oh my God.
Sidekicks.
The
Am I
receipts
lying?
are
No.
Every
Locked and
single
loaded.
phone I've ever had. Why? Because y'all not gonna try me. I don't even know what receipts I have to go through because like every phone I've ever had, I have, because I don't trust.
The federal government is gonna come and get them phones. Okay, they're gonna come RICO charge your BlackBerry and your iPhone 4, and they're gonna go through it and find everything you know about the industry, and then that's what they're gonna do. I don't even know why you put that out in the public.
Trust nobody. And this is why, like, shout out to Claudia for spending all that time doing all that. This is why I don't go to the internet and clear shit up, because if I ever have to clear it up, I just use the receipts I have. Do you think people should be going online clarifying shit for the audience? Like, what does that do for people? Like, what does all that do for the audience right now?
I think the clarification was for her friend who had passed away, because like she can't defend herself, and now everybody's like, oh, she was a mistress, she was this, so everybody's painting her in a certain kind of way. So I think that's why she's kind of clearing up the rumor about her friend.
And I feel like she was real clear on, like, I talked to him one time, we had one interaction, because people are probably like, they were best friends, they were hanging out all the time.
Well, we had a show on Revolt, and they think that I'm texting Diddy at night while he's restocking his baby oil cabinet. Like, I don't know the man like that. I will say, though, the way she described how he flipped and like was nice one minute and then flipped, or crazy one minute and then flipped, he did that to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's not lying. And the one thing about Claudia, she take lots of damn pictures and lots of damn videos. That girl she could create a documentary from just her phone. But
See, talking too much. They're gonna go get that girl Polaroid camera, and they're gonna use it as evidence in the alleged possible Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce RICO charge. Okay, you just pointing the federal investigators in the correct direction. Allegedly, supposedly.
she doesn't lie. And so, there's that. But people have asked because, there's this whole thing that me and Claudia knew that Jay-Z had this girl pregnant and like somewhat had her killed. I don't know nothing about who Coriana was, or Cathy was sleeping with, or what man she had or didn't have. Me and her weren't even friends like that. Her and Claudia were friends, and I was Claudia's right hand at the time. I didn't know her like that. I knew her, but not like that. But this has been something that goes on and on and on. And I'm glad that Claudia finally addressed it, because I just got tired of it. The internet literally thinks that I know Jay-Z killed this woman when I don't know that. I don't know it to not be true. I just don't know anything. Well, calling out Claudia, Diddy, and Jay-Z. Calling out Claudia, Diddy, and Jay-Z. Here's what Jaguar told Piers Morgan. And before I play this, let me say this. The views expressed by Jaguar Wright on the Piers Morgan show do not reflect those over here, but it created a conversation that people are talking about. And now that there's been action, we have to talk about that. So these are all allegations.
Allegedly.
It's Jaguar Wright. But it happened on the Piers Morgan show, which makes it kind of questionable in terms of legitimacy, because when you go on the Piers Morgan show, you think it's all legitimate. And that, I think, was the issue. Well, Jaguar was Jaguar. And she went on that show on a major international, globally watched broadcast show, saying the things that she's been saying on YouTube. It's just now it hits differently because it's in that mainstream conversation. The things that she was saying were basically alleging that Diddy
allegedly
is the same person as Jay-Z. That's basically the summary of it. Well, that had a lot of people talking, and I won't lie, I have to be true to myself. I got lots of phone calls from lots of powerful people questioning what I was going to do in response to everything before she even hit the Piers Morgan show, because the whispers of Jay-Z's name have been getting louder and louder and louder. It doesn't necessarily mean that something's there, but they say where there's smoke, there's fire, but I don't know. Well,
Piers Morgan should have stood on business. When Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer called him, not giving a cease and desist, but giving that man an ultimatum, either take that video down or you're going to court, he should have elected to go to court, and they would have put them in a position where they had to speak on or prove something. Now you have to take the uncensored off of your YouTube channel name. It's no longer Piers Morgan Uncensored, because you have been censored by Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Immediately after that segment, the man who never ever speaks out, who we never see, who barely has an Instagram, that he's never even active on, the only person that Beyonce follows on Instagram, Jay-Z, took action. him and Beyonce's attorneys went after Pierce, and it wasn't cute because in a way that we've never seen before, they actually took a stance on something. Now, Pierce got the call and was told that he had to fix it, and he deleted that part from the broadcast, and he even said he was sorry. My friend Don Lemon had a lot to say. He posted on his social media, good old Donnie. Look what he said.
People going online and going on television, having fun with that Diddy story, making up all
Donnie
kinds
look
of
like he
stories
escaping
and
from a freak off
allegations.
right now.
Well, you better be careful about what you say because Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're not messing around.
Before I go any further,
They're not messing around.
Since Jay-Z and Beyonce responded and sent the cease and desist, do you think that screams the smoke is real smoke hiding a fire?
I am going to act like Helen Keller. I don't want to die. I love my life. I'm scared to say anything in this case. Rob, take it away.
I don't, and I've said this to you before. Like, I think when you're at a certain level, like you're a celebrity, and I think when allegations like this come out, you have to get ahead of it. And I think because this is so like all consuming and so ugly, I think they have to get ahead of it. But like they keep naming all these people, J-Lo, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Ellen, like they're naming everybody. But until we have proof, I don't want to be pointing fingers.
Rob, I've seen tweets that I'm a sex trafficker.
Yeah.
I've seen tweets, the craziest things. At first, it bothered me because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. But then I get it comes with the territory that people are going to say whatever they want. I haven't sent out a cease and desist or a threat to sue or a, you better fix it or I'm going to come and get you because like, and maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe that's why people feel like they can attack me because I don't do it. Because like, who do you argue with on the internet? These are people who are watching who are going to say whatever. And social media allows people to say, why hasn't the vice president been killed or whatever, right? Why would Jay-Z and Beyonce, who never even go to Target for real, who are like, they're Beyonce and Jay-Z, why would they do that?
Because this is
why have I been getting calls?
Because this is like,
why am I getting calls and I haven't even said anything?
Because this is the monster of all monsters.
Who? Me?
This Diddy case.
Why would I, Jason Lee, I'm getting calls and I haven't even said anything. They ain't called me to go to the Rock Nation brunch. They haven't called me to go to the Gold Party.
To accept being honored
They
at the
haven't
award
called
show.
me when we offered to honor Jay-Z at the award show. They didn't call me to go to the press conference about striking the deal with the NFL while we were kneeling for Kaepernick. They didn't call me to ask me what I thought about her hair care product. They didn't call me to offer a free bottle of her perfume. I didn't get to go backstage on her tour for the Renaissance. In fact, when the video circulated, making it look like I've been chasing her around like a super fan, which I am a super fan, but I chase nobody. Nobody's called me to clear that up. I haven't gotten a delivery of white flowers with a little card from Beyonce. Why is everybody calling me now?
Oh, and you also stopped.
We not going to even go there. I stopped a major thing for Beyonce.
Obviously, we all want to know what that major thing that you stopped on behalf of Beyonce was, but okay.
Didn't even get a thank you.
But now everybody's
why? Why is everybody calling me now? Because I'm a firefighter.
YMCA. I'm sorry.
Because I run towards fires. And I put them out or I fan the flames. But why is everybody calling me now? And that's the problem that I have with this whole situation. But I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you're watching. I know you're watching, but you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You know you got people calling me. Call me yourself, because this right here is going to go viral. The way my job works on the internet, everybody's going to be clipping, sharing on TikTok. Watch this. Do your thing, TikTok. Jay-Z and Beyonce is going to see this. I am exhausted with people calling me about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You've never called for anything else, and I haven't even said anything about you yet. And yet I'm getting all these calls. I've gotten more calls over the weekend about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know, I think this is an opportunity to have a bridge and have a conversation about how this thing works, because I'm not a publicist. I am not I'm just Jason, okay? And I have opinions about unlocking Hollywood. Remember I said at the top of the show, or somewhere in the show, that I was in love with the entertainment industry until I found out it was Jeffrey Dahmer. This is part of the gnawing at the wrist that the industry does. You know, black excellence, we don't show up for each other like we should. And then when the shit's about to hit the fan or some shit, you think I'm going to go fan some shit. Now you showing up. You know, again, I'm not angry. I'm a little disappointed, because as much as I've loved this woman for years, I told you I don't like her as much as I used to. I still love her, but I'm not as super fan like I used to be. You know how much I was this woman, this is everything. And this together is everything. But is it? Now, Smokey the Bear is popping up. And I don't like forest fires. I do like the smell of wood, though. You know, I burned some firewood. I think this is an opportunity to have a conversation, because I believe that we as a culture should be very supportive of each other before this stuff happens, so that way our proximity to it can help us tell the real story. You know, I don't know why do you think Jay-Z is reaching out?
I think he does want to like put a lid on whatever could be brewing, but I don't know if that means he's guilty of something. I just think he's trying to put a lid on what could come out, because you have a big voice and you have a big platform.
I just feel like it's so.
The woman running Jay-Z's company used to traffic drugs. We know this. We know
crazy.
Allegedly that Desiree was connected to the cartel or to the people who were killing people and selling drugs. Now, whether she was not or not, Jay-Z can choose whoever he wants to run his company. And I met her before, and she gave me permission to speak to the Don, because that's what she was. The problem is, y'all are starting to realize that God is bigger than you. All the people y'all paying to intimidate people, not Jay-Z, but the industry, paying to intimidate people, threaten people, kill people, hanging them off the side of y'all doing all this reckless ass shit as multimillionaire billionaires. You deserve all the downfalls that you get. And this is the glass that nobody thought would ever have a crack in it. Well, until we saw the video with Solange kicking you in the elevator. We don't know what that was about.
We sure don't. We really do not know, or at least I don't know, what happened with Solange, Jay-Z, and Beyonce in the elevator. I have a feeling, because Jason Lee just alluded to it. Drake apparently made some post alluding to it. I got a feeling that whatever happened in that elevator is about to come out into the light over the next little bit of time. So I'm interested to know why in the world Solange beat up on Jay-Z like that.
Again, I don't even have free passes to the 40/40 Club.
And how you spent a lot of money on all the Renaissance.
But I did that because I never ever wanted to ask for anything free. Because Floyd Mayweather taught me a long time ago, don't ask nobody for nothing free, because you don't want to be obligated to them. I pay for everything because I don't ever want people to say, why you say that? Don't say that. Don't. Nobody calls me and says, I say what I want to say. Now, somebody called me yesterday. Let me tell you a call I got yesterday. Somebody called me and said, Jason, don't talk about that Jay-Z thing, because you know he's going to come and snatch your company. He's going to sue you. He's going to do this and that. I'm not afraid of Jay-Z. I'm not afraid of what he's going to do, because I'm not out here to say lies about Jay-Z. I love Black excellence, and I want to promote Black excellence, which is why we wanted to honor Jay-Z this year, didn't we? And we were told Jay-Z don't like to be honored. Well, he took the honor from the Grammys, and then he complained that she don't get the Grammys. And now the Country Music Association or awards, they're laughing at you with your Jolene. They want you to take your Jolene out of here, because they don't believe that you should be singing country music, even though we created it and they stole it from us. But still, it doesn't matter. That's why we got to be working together to tell our stories. But I will tell you, to the audience, if I do come up missing, all the calls I've been getting have been about him. And listen, I haven't had any threatening calls. Nobody has said that they're going to hurt me, so I want to go on record for that. But there is a lot of, why are you? They thought. Beyonce ain't never thought about me, and Jay-Z ain't never thought about me. If they did.
All right, so on one hand, he clearly used to be a dedicated and devoted member of the Beehive. And at some point, he became disenchanted, right, with Beyonce. So he seems to be taking a lot of little underhanded digs at Jay-Z and Beyonce, particularly at Beyonce. You didn't send me tickets, you didn't send me perfume, you didn't send me the white flowers with the envelope. I guess he feels like maybe he's been putting on for Beyonce for a long time. And he did attend these Diddy parties, so he's met these people in person, and maybe they didn't reciprocate the energy or show him the love that he felt he should have gotten. But now that he does have a platform and he does have a voice, and their shit is seeming to hit the fan, they're contacting him to try to control his narrative or to, like, you know, just see where he's at with it, I guess, maybe. And he seems to be offended by that. So on that note, I feel him. But like I said, I've been trying to be very open-minded and not try to jump to conclusions. So while I want to say he has, I don't know how I can say he has good intentions, because like he is fanning the fire, and the attention that has been placed on Jay-Z and Beyonce just intensified. You just told me and all the other TikTokers to cover this and make sure that we knew that if you came up missing, that it was most likely, allegedly, supposedly, possibly Jay-Z. So very, very interesting for a music insider like Jay Lee to be saying this about Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm interested to know what you all think about this. Are y'all of the mindset that because Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyers had to contact Piers Morgan to take Jaguar Wright's comments out of that interview, that automatically means that there's possibly something there that they're trying to hide? Why do you think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are trying to contact Jason Lee? Do you think they're trying to control his voice? Do you think they're trying to put a lid on him, as his co-host said? Do you think that he has information in those cell phones that may lead to trouble for them? He does have a personal relationship with, I guess, the woman who was allegedly, supposedly good friends with Cathy, who's allegedly, supposedly Jay-Z mistress, who was allegedly, supposedly, possibly unalived by Beyonce. Okay, so maybe he's a person of interest, a loose tie, but he seems to be, at least, I don't want to say concerned for his safety, but at least aware that his safety could be compromised. All right. And lastly, what do you guys think is going to ultimately happen here? I mean, like I said earlier, if Jay-Z and Beyonce weren't under investigation, I mean, after all this content that YouTubers and TikTokers have put out on Jay-Z and Beyonce, tying them allegedly, supposedly to these other crimes, I mean, the federal government has to be looking at this by now. I mean, do you think that is a real possibility that Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to wind up getting caught up with this situation with Puff? Let me know what you think. All right, hop in the comments. And if you like this video, please do not hesitate to visit www.cancelby.com. Sign up with me there for more exclusive content. And as always, listen, like, and subscribe. And tune in again to another episode of Cancel BY.